What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Dan from DigiGuard United, bringing you guys another meta snapshot. Today we have TAC Games Brisbane Regional, and we only got, 6 rounds it look like? 6 rounds of Swiss, 77 players, and once again, the boy, the slug, the slime, whatever you want to call him, Numemon takes it again. In this top 16 breakdown, we have 3 Numemon, 3 Mirage, 3 Magnamon X, 2 Yellow Vaccine, 2 Imperial, 1 Luga, Red Hybrid, and 1 Tyrant. Very nice to see a wide variety of decks again in this regional. First, we're gonna look at first place Numemon. This is why do we have these ads that just never go away? I have ad block of why, just why, right? Anyways, first place we got Numemon again. Numemon is just such a strong deck in this format now with 8 Ukos, as you can see. Oh, I lied. He's running 6. This man's a madman. Just run all 8. Like, what are you doing? But usually you have the full 8 Ukos, but he decided to run 6 of them instead. He's running the Floodgate rookies besides it with the Chikuri and the Chumon at 2 apiece. Your Numemon lineup, again, you're always gonna have some number of these 4 with RB1 Numa, Gary, Rush Numa, and Numa X as per usual. And again, we're seeing this super strong combo. We're seeing this Edamon being played in Numemon decks nowadays because we have a Volk Ace. That's such a strong card that it's game changing basically, right? Being able to go Edamon, play or Evo into the Edamon, and then go effect start of your neg 3 to your opponent's Digimon, then start of your main phase. They have to attack. You go into your Volk Ace play. You neg 5 to the board. You potentially kill that Digimon. You potentially get second attack +1 carried over to you for the next turn, and then you get the aggression going, and you just pop off, right? Super strong. It's basically like a mini, room mode. Speaking of room mode, he is playing it, so it's good to see. And then the 1 Chimeramon. This card is always a solid choice in Numemon because you're able to, have champions very easily in this deck. They're all 3 costs, so it's not hard to get them out, especially if you got like Monzi X combos going off, being able to play free Numemons. And if you need the Chimeramon to go for game, or even Evo into a free low 5 to go into maybe Venusmon, or even a Valkyrie Ace again for later on, is always a thing. We see at the level 6 spot, he's running obviously Valkyrie Ace at 2, Platinum at 3, and the 2 Venusmon. For me personally, I am not a fan of Venusmon in Numemon because it's just not my playstyle, but it's very understandable why Venusmon is in the deck, and even in a regional setting, I will still have it at least a 1 of because of the Magnamon X matchup for sure. Being able to get rid of their 1 Digivolve effects on their turn, and they can't activate it, is really good. It helps you win the game for sure. And then at the 7th spot, Dex and Room Mode. That is just your standard plays right there. Dexmon is such a good card in this format, being able to play it for very cheap pretty often. Great card. And then options, you got 2 Heaven's Judgments, Protoform. Nothing you can say about that. These are probably the 2 best options you could play in this deck because of a wide variety of colors. For Heaven's Judgments, you kill, up to like neg 24 easy. Protoform, reduce your Evo cost if you need to, especially if you hard Evo into Monzi X, not over the Monzimon. It becomes a 2 cost Evo. And at times, you could just go into it for free still regardless and still tuck it under, so you get that recyclability later on when that stack dies. Then 2 Sasuke. You always gotta run Sasuke if you're running Rush Numemon. It's definitely a must. Next we have is second place Samuel Kirby, Numemon Black Base once again. This is basically, oh wow, this is never mind. Let's backtrack real quick. I was about to say it looks like the same, but it's not the same. First off, he's only running the new Uko, so the one that lets you search off your top of your deck for pieces. Only at 3, which is crazy. I wonder if he just didn't have the Ukos, because like, why not just play Uko, right? Chikurimon, Chuma, and then he has the Agumon. That's a Agumon that started your main phase, gain a memory if your opponent has a Digimon, and then has an inheritable. When a Digimon's attack is changed, you can gain a memory as well, all turns. Low 4 lineup, you already know, the same. He's running the Edamon tech in it, plus Volk Ace, so great combo. Magnamon, of course. Numemon, of course. And here's the spicy card. So we got Numemon, that's obvious, right? But look at this new shiny toy right here. This deck can easily play this card, in my opinion. You can get the DNA if you need to pretty easily, I think, because of the way Numemon works. So if anyone doesn't know what Chaosmon does, this is the new BT16 Chaosmon. First time we had a Chaosmon since, was that Valder Arm? That was like BT4 or 5, and then the other Chaosmon. It's been a long time, so it's pretty cool to see this card back in the game. So he's a DNA, so you could DNA with with a yellow level 6 and a black level 6 as well for no cost. He has barrier and blocker, and he has partition. When Digivolve, you could Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of the Digimon gets -8k for the turn. Really strong effect when the Digivolving. And then end of opponent's turn, trash the top card of both players' security stacks, which is pretty good. You know, getting that combo. The cool thing about this card, right? You don't need to DNA to get any effect for one Digivolve. So you could hard evil for this for 5 and then get the Digivolve effect and then the -8 effect as well. Excuse me. End of opponent's turn is also, doesn't matter. It's just trash security. So this is it's a really good card. If you're able to get the double platinum underneath it, even better. Also potentially, I mean, I don't know if I would ever do this, but Volk Ace plus Platinum, you can get it as well because you got the yellow and the black. Probably wouldn't do that, but you know, certain situations sometimes happen, right? And then the options we have is Protoform, 2 of it, and then X Program. X Program just deletes everything that's not X anybody, basically. Pretty good card. You have X anybody in this deck a lot, so I'm not too surprised seeing this. And if there's 3 or more Digimon in play, so it includes your board, you're gonna have a lot of Digimon, so it's pretty easy to proc that effect, right? And then delete all your opponent's Digimon without X anybody. Not hard to do. Tamers, Cool Boy, Emperor, Louis, and Sasuke. Cool Boy is really good because this deck has a low 4 and low 5 X anybody Digimon, so you're able to search it for 1, and then you're able to activate the second effect of being able to gain the memory and draw 1, which is really good. Digimon Emperor, for any deck that has Ukamons in it, you know, anything that's a low to the ground rush deck like the Mirror, Red Hybrid, stuff like that, really good. Louis, able to get more aggressive, gain more memory, raise faster and stuff, really good. And then Sasuke, you always gotta run the Sasuke, especially if you're running the Rush Numemon. Next we're going to talk about is the 3rd Numemon deck list, which is 8th place Justin Lim, Numemon Black Base once again. This is your more regular version you're going to see nowadays with the 8 Ukos and then the 2 and 2 Floodgate splits. You got your low 4s as per usual, and then like I said, nowadays you're gonna see that Edamon play. And he's also running the 2 War Magnamon, so he's running high on low 5, so you got 4, 8, 10, 12 low 5, which is pretty crazy. War Magnamon again is still really a good card. It just got replaced with the Edamon because like why not, right? Still can do things though, right? On play or in when Digivolving, you get to Digivolve 1, and then if you're playing this, you can add a Numemon to the source from trash, and then all play costs of 5 or less Digimon can attack players, and then hair with second attack +1. Oh, it's really good. And then everything else, Volk Ace, Monz X, Plat, Venus, Romo, you already know, Protoform, double Digimon Emperor, Louis, and Satsuki. This is just where we at in Numemon right now, and it's just super strong. Next we're going to talk about is the 3rd place Longyeon Lugamon deck. This is the first topping for Lugamon, I believe, in this format. I mean, we only had 2 big tournaments, but it's good to see this deck topping already. And it has a little bit of a, I won't say overhaul and change, but there's some changes that Fenrir has gone with BT16, which I think makes it way better and kind of consistent too as well, being able to do what you need to do. But he's getting a little spicy. I see this one specific card, right? He got the Dorugamon. We'll get to it in a second. Wow, 3 Ukos. So he's running 7 Lugamon, right? I feel like you always gotta have the 8, right? It doesn't matter. Ukamon, 3 of it. So this is the one again that searches. And the cool thing about this deck with the new Dino B, you're able to play it out if you need to, because you can play a free Digimon. Super good. Level 4 is TyrantKabuterimon, Luga, obviously. And I'll talk about the Sethmon in a second. Interesting, he's not running the old Lugamon? Question mark? That's interesting. So if he's really running this Dorugamon, let's talk about it, right? So he can Digivolve over Dorumon or a level 3 with Sock and trait cost 2, which everything in this deck has a SOC in it and its trait at the level 3 spot. And it has collision and blocker. No, it has collision, I'm sorry. And then when it's evolving, by trashing one card from your hand, you can draw one. Then if a tamer with SOC trait is in this sources until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon gains. Sorry, your main phase, this Digimon attacks. Pretty good, so you can force an attack and then do shenanigans, I guess, especially if you have a blocker or something on board. Yeah, this is an interesting list. I'm just looking at it, right? I see the the Dorogoro. We're going to talk about it in a second. The next big change, I think, in Fenrir is the Sethmon, right? Easily playable in this deck, and it has a good effect of when Digivolve when attacking, you can delete you may choose one of your Digimon, delete it, and one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP. So you can target one of your own Digimon, kill something with equal or less DP. Pretty good effect in my opinion. And then Black Auto, always gotta have that rush. The big changes, we're gonna have the Soluga, obviously, is the new Soluga, which is just as good in my opinion as the old one. Wow, I just realized there's no there's no Halugar. Yo, this deck is just different. This is crazy. Oh my god, I love the spikes. I love it. So what this Solugar does, right? So when did you evolve in? By trashing 2 cards, you hand delete one of your opponent's 6k DP or lower. If this effect didn't delete, you may play 1 level 4 or lower SOC trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. All turns when one of your other SOC trait Digimon is deleted, this Digimon with an SOC trait tamer card and its Digivolution card may Digivolve into Fenrir and its trash while paying the cost. And the end of attack, inheritable. If your opponent has 1 or more memory, unsuspend this Digimon. So another way to be unsuspend. It also allows you to get rid of pesky Digimon, be able to play more Digimon by effects, which is really good. And another way to Digivolve into Fenrir if you need it. More consistent ways of unsuspending as well, with having 6 Solugar that lets you unsuspend. Really good. And then again, this is one of the another big changes to Fenrir and BT16 is this Dino Bmon. This is a Digimon that lets you DNA, so all your low 4s are always going to be like red purple, and so it's pretty easy to DNA. This also replaces what Chimeramon used to be for the deck. Chimeramon used to be like that potential game-ending play if you needed to go for game. But this, so you get the DNA obviously, right? So when DNA, you gain raid. When Digivolve, if DNA Digivolve, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with free trade from your trash without paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon may gain rush for the turn. So this allows you to play either Sethmon, right? You can play the Sethmon, you can play Uko, you can also play itself if you need to as well from trash, and then give it rush. So it gives you 2 extra bodies to attack, not just the 1. With Chimeramon DNA, you get this DNA that can swing, and then you get that other Digimon to swing as well. So it lets you close that game pretty easily, I think, in my opinion. And then obviously partition as an inheritable, really good effect. And then 3 Fenrir, which is interesting. I've always feel like this card has to be a 4, but I guess not. And the other inclusion that's very surprising is this Dorogoromon, right? So he has collision as well. When Digivolving, if a tamer with the SOC trait is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon or tamers. All turns with turn, when another Digimon is deleted, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So I guess because this is, you got Magnamon in this format, you can force the collision to happen. You can probably alliance, because I think alliance, the AG alliance works on Dorogoro as well. Let's see, Dark Animal, SOC trait. Yeah, so it would definitely work because this is SOC trait, I believe, and Dark Animal, Beast Dragon. So SOC, so still SOC. You could potentially, you know, swing over your opponent's Magna X if you need to, because they have to block because of the collision effect. Collision states when you're attacking, give everything block on your opponent's side, and then if able, they must block basically. So it's a pretty good choice. I really like the changes to the deck he made for this format. And then Dexmon, always a great card. Options, Wisdom Train and Missed Memory Boost, always good. Missed Memory Boost is a solid card, being able to trash 2 and draw 1, really good. Crimson Blaze for, you know, anything that plays out Digimon effects and lower cost. And then Tamers, running Analog Youth, IG, and then 1 Kosuke. For anyone that doesn't know what Kosuke does, he is a memory tamer. And then effect main mind link to one of your Digimon with the XAMI or SOC trait. And then inheritables. All turns when Digimon has the XAMI body or SOC trait, gains piercing and blocker. And of all turns, you may play Kosuke for, you know, unmind link. So you could give that piercing to Dorogora. They're gonna have to force to collision, and then you just attack over the thing, gain piercing, pretty good. Next we have is Yellow Vaccine. This is 4th place Jeffrey He. Yellow Vaccine. It really should just say yellow vaccine armors, or yellow armor vaccine, whatever you want to call it, because this is what it is. We've seen this deck in the what's the other region we had? PlayTG's regional. So nothing too crazy. I think this deck is pretty like this is what it's going to be like when you see this deck. You're gonna have your Pata, your Kuda for searching, your Pillowmon, and Ukos. Your low 4s, you're gonna have Gold Vidra and your 8 Rapamons. Your low 5s is your Ace plays, of course. Rapid X as your low 6, and Magna X as well. He's running 3-3 split. A lot of the other Yellow Vaccine decks we saw was running like a 4-2 split on the heavier side of Magna X. And then we see Venusmon as level 6 as well. Venusmon, again, for the mirror, for anything that's pesky with Digivolve effects, great card. Room Mode, 2 of it, really good. Emissary of Hope, card is cracked, being able to Digivolve into anything basically for 1. Card is ban guy, definitely look at that card whenever they decide to do their ban list, I think, in my opinion. Physical Training, 2 of. Awakening, 2 of, and 2 Heaven's Judgment, 2 Heaven's Judgment. Heaven's Judgment plus Magna X, neck 24, guaranteed all the time. Such a crack play. That's another card, in my opinion, that Bandai should consider looking at on the ban list as well whenever they get to it. And then Tamers, Digimon Emperor, you already know why is there. I mentioned this in our BT15 meta snapshots that we're going to see Digimon Emperor a lot more in BT16, and I would say I've been proven right on that aspect. TK, of course, this TK is such a crack card. You got to play no less than 4, and then he has the memory setter as well. His memory setter can activate Magna X as well, and I believe this TK does too on play. Where is it? On play, yeah, return the top card of your security stack. Yep. So many ways to proc the Magna X effect once you did that first turn effect. Super good. Next we have is this. This is 13 plays Ryan Burt's Yellow Vaccine, and he really kind of on the spicy side, right? We got this Magnamon too. Anyone doesn't know, this card came out from BT15. This card doesn't get seen too much play, but I think it's a really solid play, honestly. On play, when Digivolving by trashing the top or bottom card of your security side, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 9k onto the end of their turn. Then all turns once per turn. When a card is removed from the security stack, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, you may place 1 yellow card from your hand at the top or bottom of your security. Pretty good effect in my opinion. Being able to help recover and all that good stuff. It's pretty good. And then options, Venusmon as well. Emissary of Hope, Physical Training, Awakening, Heaven's Judgment. I think it's the core options you're going to see in a Yellow Vaccine Armors deck. You're always going to see those cards, I feel like. And then TK and TK, it's a must as well. Next we have is, why do we still have this, is Mirage. This is 5th place Wesley Sanchez Mirage decklist. Mirage is Mirage, right? The only new tech choice they got was the new Gaogamon that lets you, gain a memory and add cards to your opponent's hand, and it has an inheritable of jamming. Pretty good card. And then the one main change, the other change they decided to do because of this format with big blockers and redirects is Mirage Galga. Mock Galga from BT13. This allows you to, when attacking, switch targets. Pretty good card. And then it has the all turns effect to unsuspend. And Amphi Ace, I mentioned this last meta snapshot. Amphi Ace is a solid card, being able to trash sources and then just bounce anything that has no sources. Really good. Combo that with Mirage, you could get memory gain, do some shenanigans with it. I think options, always the same. You got your mental, your blue memory boost, and then full moon meteor impact. And then the split up the Thomases as well, always a must. Even in this format, Mirage is already solved. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. We have the 6th place Marcus Villamore Mirage decklist. This is basically the same thing. Essentially, you have all your rookies that you need. Low 4s the same. You got the one hybrid with a new Galga. Low 5s, Zudo plus the variety of Mock Galgas. Definitely need the Mock Galga that doesn't let you get redirect or block. Mirage, do your shenanigans, right? Ice Wall, mental training, blue mem boost, full moon, Thomas. Ain't nothing too much different. And then this is the last Mirage, 9th place Ben Clark Mirage. The only difference is this is option lineup, and he's not running the Betamon that gets jamming. Because why not? You have 4 the new Gaogamon, right? Hammer Spark, he's running at 2 of. Good card. You can still, combo off with it if you need to. Ice Wall, great card still. Mental Training and Blue Mem Boost. No full moon media impact for him, at least. I guess he did not care. He's just like, I'm trying full send on the OTK play, which makes sense. Next we had this is the first Imperial top, I believe, because I don't think it topped in what's called Play TCG. This is 12th place Nicholas Slacks Imperial. Imperial is got so much. Oh wait, this is not Imperial. I'm sorry, this is a regular Magnamon X. This is 7th place Dane Streif's Magnamon X. My fault, apologies. I saw all the VMOS in. I immediately thought Imperial. Anyways, Magnamon X, regular armor Magnamon X is pretty cool. You got your searching VMons as per usual. You have to play this real quick. This Demi V, I feel like in this format, because of the negs, this gives you that 1k boost. So all turns, he's your Magnamon X is like natively 13, and then gets boosted to 16 or then even higher at that point. And that 1k boost really matters for like cards like Judgment and stuff like that. Back to the rookies, you got your VMon searchers, you got the promo VMon as per usual, your searchers. VMon is the one that lets you Digivolve when a Digimon is played as free or gets Digivolve. Other than this, gain a memory, really good card. Your turn plus 2k, really good. Low 4s, all Magnus as per usual, right? ST Magna, best card in the deck in my opinion, because that card just does so much work in my opinion. And he's running the Zudo Ace. I think Zudo Ace still has room in this deck. Magnamon X is the thing you gotta go to. This card is still a really good card, being able to strip sources and then bounce anything for 4 costs if you just hard play it or Evo over one of your Magnus if you need to. Still a good card. Magnamon X, we already know what this dude does. Big beefy guy. On Digivolve plus 3k and just can't be killed by literally anything unaffected by your opponent's effects. Then unsuspended, when the card is removed, then you activate the effect again. Super strong. And then his option lineup, he got a lot. He got Blind and Red. You want to activate your own when Digivolve effect if you need to. Violent Super Gun Punch to get that aggression that you need to be able to swing 2 checks. And then he has Shoe for the Alliance, so you could potentially do 3 checks at once. With Magnamon X, really good. Mental Training, 4 of, being able to, Evo for cheap. Always pretty good. Awakening, 2 of it. Being able to go into your Magnamon X for 3 costs, super good. Blue Men Boost for more searching. Heaven's Judgment, you already know. Heaven's Judgment plus Magnamon X equals board wipe. Crazy card. And then Promo Davis is a must in armors, I feel like. And then Shu Yulin, like I mentioned before. You can mind link this with Magnamon X and then you gain Alliance and Reboot. Plus there's a memory tamer itself, so it helps you do plays as well. Really good card for the deck. Next we have is the second armors, question mark. Yes, this is 11th place Travis Bergen's Magnamon X deck. This one is slightly different. Ooh, we got the Jesmon GX combo. We'll talk about that in a second. But V-Mons, you got 12 of them. You got your Searcher, you got the promo one, the reduce Evo for by 1, and then you got the jamming V-Mon. I guess he wants to go burr and swing into things with jamming. Low 4 lineup, the same 2 Zulu Ace, and then Magnamon X, of course, and then this one awesome card, Jesmon GX. So for anyone who doesn't know what this does, this is a really cool tech choice in my opinion for Magna players if they ever so choose to want to use it. You're like, how can you use this? Oh, well, Magnamon X is black. Never mind. How do you use it? He has a black box, a text for anybody who doesn't know. You can just Digivolve over Roll at Night period, which is super awesome. When Digivolve, you're able to place 1 card with Roll at Night and its trait and play cost of 13 or less from your hand or trash under this Digimon as bottom Digivolution card. Activate once when Digivolve effects. So you can theoretically go, you go Digivolve to Jesmon GX. You can place a Magnamon X underneath it, and now this GX has all the effects Magnamon X does. So it's going to gain the boost, it's going to gain all that protection, and it's going to be able to unsuspend as well, which is super cool. And then when Digivolve, he also gains Blitz, so now you gain more aggression. And in all turns, he has Piercing plus Blocker and Second Attack 1 for each card. That's Royal Knights. So you could potentially have 2 Royal Knights underneath it, or 3 maximum, I guess, because you go go into a Magnamon, go into Magnamon X, Digivolve GX over Magnamon X, tuck another Magnamon underneath it, and you gain whatever effects you have. So he could potentially do 4 checks in one swing, which is super aggressive. I love the idea. I love the card in the deck. Great tech choice. Death X, you already know, in this format, gotta be played. Options: Blinding Ray to proc his own Magnamon X effect. Ice Wall, that was always a good blue card if you need a slot, a one of, throw it in there. Violent Super Gun Punch for that aggression. I mentioned in the last deck that had it as well. Awakening, Evo to your Magnus for cheaper. Heavens, combo with Magna. Of course, Full Moon Meteor Impact, just another way to out something, especially in this format. Tyrant is a thing, so you always gotta have a lot of you gotta have more options in your deck this format, I think, because of the type of decks that's in it. And then for Davis, it's a must. And then the Shu Yulin, like I mentioned earlier, with the combos with Magnamon X, really solid deck. And the final Magnamon X deck, this is 14th place Charles Lee. This one is more similar to the first version. No Jesmon GX. You got all your Searchers. You got your Jamming V as well. You got the promo. Magnus galore. Zulu Ace as well. Death X, 2 of it. Again, it's another card I believe you should have in every deck in this format. Options: Blinding, Fire Rocket, another way to get more aggression, be able to give Second Attack +1 to anything basically. Vinyl Supergon, more aggression. Hey, imagine you had like these 3 plus Shulin in your hand for some reason, and you have Magnamon X on board. You're gonna do like 5 checks at once. It's beautiful sounding. Awakening, Blue Mem, Heavy Judgment, per usual. It's expected at this point. Davis and Shu Yulin as your tamers. Next we have is Red Hybrid. Red Hybrid, this is the 10th place, Jackie Chan. Oh, Jackie Chan, awesome. Love your name. Red Hybrid deck list. This is the new thing that Red Hybrid is going to have. They're probably going to stay with the 4 range, but they're going to have at least probably 2 and 2 split, I think. 1 for the Searcher and then 1 for, the plus memory. Always really good in the Uko side. And then you got your searching Flamons, your draw 2 trash 1. And everything else is basically the same from I lied. Valkyrie Ace. So he's running Garuda Ace. Garuda Ace lets you play a Tamer on board, right? And then pop a blocker. So you can theoretically pop Magnamon X if you need to, if he's not protected. Valk Ace is a really, really strong ace card, so I can see why it's being played. And then Alda as well, Emperor Gray, Omni. The rest, everything else is pretty standard for Red Hybrid. The whole point of that, just go burrow, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Next we have is Imperial. This is the first Imperial deck list, I believe, that made a top 16. This is 12th place Nicholas Slack. Imperial. Imperial just got so much better in this format for many reasons. Number one, you have all these promo Wormon now, right? This lets you on play search things as well. Gains on the search of the deck and at any of your turn does DNA. So you got this searcher, you got that searcher, which is this the BT8, BT12 searcher. Wormon for the promo is a searcher. So you have a lot of ways to just search your deck and have that consistency. Obviously, this is the best DNA deck in the game right now, for many reasons. The aggression Imperial has and the consistent searching it has as well. Your low 4s, you gotta have, I think, around like 10 to 12 and a good even split. He is running 12 low 4s, so 6 XVs and then 6 Stingmons. Nowadays, I think the BT12 XVmon is even better than it used to be because of how the deck is. That gain memory is super clutch. Combo that with like the David's Ken, that's like potentially a 3 free memory if you have this Stingmon as well. The same Stingmon from that set. And he's running the jamming XV. This is the aggression. Always has jam on your stack, and he has jam himself, so you get that extra early swing as well. Then your DNA and you pop off, super good. And this is the OG Stingmon as well, the starter deck, I think it is. Yeah, starter deck. When attack and draw 1, and you can play it for 3 costs as well. Low 5s he's running is the starter deck Pyodramon, still a super good card. When DNA, you bottom deck a 6k, and then when attacking you can unsuspend, so you get that aggression going. He's running the BT12 Pyodramon as well. This one states when digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's sources. Then when DNA digivolve 2 of your opponent's Digimon with no sources can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. End of attack is inheritable if the Digimon has Imperial in his name, gain a memory. That one is iffy. I don't really think you really need it, but I guess if you want, you can. But we got, the best Pyodramon in the game now. This new one, this is the BT16 version. This card does so much for the deck. It's so crazy. So for anyone who doesn't know, again, because it's a newer card, he has partition on body, on main body. Partition lets you, if this Digimon is deleted by anything by battle or by your own effects, you can play out your 2 sources, 2 green and blue low 4 sources from your stack for free. Really good. And when digivolving, suspend all your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. Then if DNA digivolving, none of the Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of the turn. When attacking, once per turn, you suspend one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. If this effect didn't suspend unsuspended Digimon. So basically, this new Pyodramon is the combination of the starter deck Pyodramon and the BT12 Pyodramon. Having that source strip, being able to suspend things, they can't attack basically, and you being able to unsuspend as well. Super good. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. He doesn't have the sword strip, but you have Davis Ken for the sword strip, so it's basically like the same thing, right? Let's talk about it real quick. Since we're here, starting main phase, you can play a Vmar Wormon. So in this deck, because there's so many on-play searching, you can just get free searches every single time with this deck. It's super good. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon Digimon to blue or green, suspend its tamer, gain a memory. If DNA, trash any 3 sources. So basically, you know, with that, you get the combination of those 2 Hyper Digimons. All right. And then your level 6s, the new Dragon Mode is cracked. It's basically just like a waiting trap, like a Yu-Gi-Oh trap in a sense, right? When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Then by suspending one of their Digimon or Tamers, unsuspend one of your Digimon. All turns when effect plays or Digivolves an opponent's Digimon. If you have a Tamer, the Digimon may Digivolve into Fighter Mode for free. So he's running 2 different Fighter Modes. He's running the new Ace one, which you can obviously blast Evo yourself if you need to. Then on play, when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many of your sources than this Digimon. And attack, suspend, unsuspend the Digimon. Then if in Dragon Mode is in the source, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. It is a very strong card in my opinion. You do so much with it. Then he's running the BT8 one. Is that what it is? BT12, I'm sorry. So this one states, when Digivolving, suspend all your opponent's Digimon with no sources. Then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to their own hand by returning Dragon Mode to its sources to your own hand. Place all your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of their owner's deck instead. All turns, this Digimon gets plus 1k for each color, so he's always going to be 15k basically. And then he has second attack plus 1. Super good. And then options, Mega Deck, you know, suspend, add to hand for 5 costs, super good. And then Giga Deck as well. For 9, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then place up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of the owner's deck. So, you know, this card is crazy strong in today's game now. And then security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck. Super, super good. And finally, the new option we have is Invincible Dragon Insect Fusion. So this allows you to play a X-Vmon or Stingmon for the play cost of 3 basically. Then 2 of your Digimon can DNA, and if they do, this Digimon can be deleted in battle and gains blocker. And then security, play a Vmon Worm from your hand or trash. Super, super good in my opinion, being able to DNA whenever you need and for a cheaper cost as well. And finally, we have is Tyrant. This is, let's see, 16th place Harrison Foodie. Super excited to see Tyrant top because I really love this deck and it's super cool what it can do. There's a note that says Digitama unknown. We already know what the Digitama is for this deck. We don't even need to talk about it. It is the new Modimon, BT15 Modimon that lets you end a turn attack. So I'm surprised you couldn't just figure that one out, but hey, it is what it is, right? So let's get into this deck list. Rookies, you gotta have TyrantKabuterimon is a search top 4, grab any Insectoid. Tentomon, start your main, suspend any Digimon on board, and then plus when your Insectoid gets plus 3k at the end of your turn. And then Inherited has the ability to gain a memory when it deletes a Digimon. Numemon, this lets you search as well, so more searching is always really good. Pokemon to stop Digimon being played by effects, always really good. And then your level 4s, interesting. Blade Kawaga is an obvious choice. On play when Digivolving, get plus 3k, always really good. And then all turns, inheritable. While this Digimon suspended, gain plus 1k. And then Kabuteri, we already know what this does. Unaffected by effects while it's suspended, and then gain a memory as an inheritable. And he's running 2 Examon. This is interesting. I feel like the champions, your 3rd champion set is like whatever you want besides Blade and Kabuteri. And he chose this card. So when Digivolving, you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So you get to proc your own suspend and keep yourself suspended when you need it. Super good. And then for low 5s, he has Metal Life Kawagamon, which allows you to play when Digimon, suspend one Digimon, then this Digimon, then one of your Digimon with gains plus 3k, so you can choose whatever that is. And then Inheritable, you can redirect. And then he's running Cherrymon, which is interesting, and Argomon. They both can Digisorb, so suspend a Digimon and then Digivolve for a cheaper cost, which is pretty good. And finally, for his level 6s, he has 4 Tyrants. 4 Tyrants is, you know, if you're not running Herc, gotta run this at 4 of. So this card allows you to play a Digimon with a reduced cost of 8 insect or larva specifically. So that's like everything in this deck outside Cherry and Argo. And in all turns, while this Digimon is suspended, it isn't affected by your Digimon effects. And at any of your turn, by suspending one of your other Digimon, you can bottom deck a Digimon with an equal or less DP. Super strong effect. And then 3 Grand Kawaga. This allows you to pop tamers and suspend things, and they can't unsuspend. And then he gains second attack +1 while you're when that card suspends. And Shivamon, you ain't never going to Digivolve this. You're going to always try to play off a Tyrant. You're going to suspend this, and then your opponent can't activate options. So you get that combo, that lock going. It's super strong. If they're able to out the Shivamon, it breaks, but it is what it is, right? And then the second effect, all turns. No, when your turn, I'm sorry. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, trash your opponent's security. Really good card. And then options, HPD, crack card, we already know what that does. And then agility training and green mem boost, really good cards. And then for Izzy is a must in this deck in my opinion, especially with Imperial. You definitely need to see multiple Izzies if possible in that matchup. It allows you to redirect. And that's it for this meta snapshot. If you guys, you know, love our content, you want to see more of it, please subscribe to us and hit that like button as well. And let us know in the comment what you think of this regional from Attack Games. With that being said, I'm heading out, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.